Good morning, everybody. My name's Stuart Simmons. I'm your host for today. I'm the VP of EMEA here at Sigma. So pleased to welcome you all here today. This is the first of what will be many Sigma webinars here in Europe. And it's really important to me that we keep these webinars highly focused on really how our customers are realizing value and driving strategic business outcomes with Sigma. So we're always going to ensure that they are really snappy 20-25-minute sessions. So in terms of an agenda, I'm just going to spend a little bit of time talking about our perspective on embedded and really what we hear, some of the main challenges that our customers were facing before Sigma, and then some of the outcomes that they're driving with Sigma. But then we'll hand it over really to our special guest, Damon, who's a co-founder and CTO over at HyperFinity. And then hopefully we'll have a little bit of time at the end for some Q&A. And if we run out of time for Q&A, me and my team are here. You'll have my contact details, so please feel free to reach out. We're essentially changing the way that businesses work with data. Ultimately, we're building what we call a live collaborative data workspace for everybody, where teams can analyze data in spreadsheets, build business intelligence in the form of dashboards and reports, but also importantly, create data workflows and applications where the data never leaves a company's data warehouse. Ultimately, we're helping our customers democratize data to empower the business, which we believe truly for the first time with self-service analytics, whether it's for internal BI or for embedded analytics. So I just want to take a moment to talk about embedded. I think we're probably all quite well aware that companies are always looking to find ways to improve customer experience, to create new revenue streams, but also to increase the speed at which they deliver new capabilities to their end customers. Clearly, data is seen as a key asset to achieve these goals, where over the last kind of 4 to 6 years, lots of organizations have invested really heavily in a cloud data warehouse to help them create a single source of truth. So, Jan, if we can just go to the next slide. This is really what we see in collaboration with our customers and prospects. We see really 3 main outcomes that our customers are currently looking to achieve with embedded analytics. One is a faster time to market. Secondly, is really providing a tailored user experience with less overhead. And thirdly, which is probably the biggest driver, is really to increase revenue with flexible monetization paths and through offering advanced analytics out to their end customers. So why are we really seeing organizations today struggle to achieve this? And I really call this the dashboard dilemma. And you could actually apply this to internal BI or embedded. And really it's where a customer would raise a new request or an enhancement. This would then go to your customer success team or your support team. They would then translate this requirement into a ticket or a set of tickets, which would then go into the product team. They would then define the requirements. It would go to the engineering team. They would actually make those changes. It would then go back into the dashboard, and then it would go to the end customer to really derive data insights. That's a loop that we see all the time with our customers and prospects in terms of a challenge. Clearly, that's not really set up to allow customers to do live analytics in today's data-driven world. And this really means that there's a big backlog of ad hoc requests, and they're not really allowed to give the customers what they need in a real-time basis. But we also know that delivering analytics is super hard. So there's 3 main challenges that we also see. And it's kind of the first one is what I just talked to. So really where customers they really struggle to serve self-service to their end customers. And they're really stuck in this horrible loop of a large number of ad hoc customer requests that they can't really deal with. And it really means that they're not really allocating time and resource in the most optimal way. So they're really firefighting on these ad hoc requests, and are not really focusing on offering value-add capabilities out to their end customers. And secondly, which I hear every day, is the inability to really empower their end customers to drill down to the row-level data and really explore that data freely, which is really resulting in customers leaving that platform. And really it's around churn, and I'm hearing a lot around lots of organizations really concerned about lowering NPS scores. And then thirdly, just really around adoption and learning curve, where organizations are just just really missing out on extra monetization opportunities. So they're really seeing a loss in revenue, and really they're losing out on a competitive advantage if they're not offering cutting edge analytics capabilities out to their customers. So as you would expect here at Sigma, we do believe there is a better way of doing that. And we think there's three main ways in which we really underpin better embedded analytics. One is from an architecture perspective. So we allow you to perform live analytics directly against the data as it sits within your cloud data warehouse. And importantly, it doesn't leave your cloud data warehouse. Secondly, which is unique to Sigma, you can actually empower your end customers to write data back into the cloud data warehouse. So that's really where it really becomes more like a data application where you can read and write within Sigma. Secondly, is just around pricing. So we understand that there's different ways in which customers are going to monetize the analytics which they offer out to their end customers. Some's going to be kind of this table stakes, basic analytics, which they may offer out for free. There's other going to be kind of high value analytics, which they're going to monetize out to their customers. And something that Sigma do really effectively is we partner with our customers to really build commercial frameworks that really match how they're then going to monetize the analytics out to their customers. And thirdly is our support and customer success framework. So we have live chat, which is quite unique in our space. And we've also recently rolled out an embedded customer success program. So we really hold our customers' hand, not only through to go live, but continually as their capabilities and requirements change over time, because we understand if you're offering analytics out to your end customers, you need a partner in Sigma that you can trust every step of the way. Obviously, we're going to hear from Damon in a moment around his Sigma journey, but there's also there's lots and lots of customers that are getting value from embedding Sigma into their analytics capabilities out to their customers. Yeah, if we can just go to the next slide. So there's just some examples here, and I won't really go into the details today, but you can see that we are really empowering faster time to market, and we are really empowering organizations to either increase revenue streams or actually derive new revenue streams within their customer base. So look, that's a very quick high-level overview for me. I really want to bring this to life and by handing it over to Damon. Damon, I think it'd be great if we could start really by you just giving us an overview of HyperFinity as a business, and then we can just kind of talk through your journey.
Sure. Thanks, Stuart. Hi, everybody. So yes, as Stuart kindly introduced me, I'm Damon Bryan, co-founder and CTO of HyperFinity. I'm going to talk you through our journey from why we chose to bring in an embedded analytics solution rather than build it ourselves, why we chose Sigma, and then discuss some of the use cases we're using Sigma for, and give a quick demo or walkthrough of our platform with Sigma embedded. So firstly, I just want to introduce HyperFinity and explain a little bit about what we do. HyperFinity is a decision intelligence software platform specifically for retailers and brands. Our software utilizes AI and machine learning with BI and data visualization to provide a highly interactive platform for commercial decision makers in organizations to put data and analytics firmly at the heart of their strategic decision making. We've been trading for just over 5 years now. HyperFinity actually started life as a data science and analytics consultancy with aspirations to build our own technology platform. And we've been on a journey over the last few years to build that platform and transition towards a software company primarily, augmented with expert consultancy. So the software platform that we've been busy building over the last couple of years, we feel puts the user experience front and center. We wanted to build something that non-technical decision makers in organizations would find easy and intuitive to use, which means that data visualization and easy to consume insight needs to be embedded throughout the platform. Data science, machine learning, and AI can often be very black box. It can be difficult to interpret and ultimately difficult to make commercially focused decisions from. But we wanted to build something that broke down those barriers to provide a platform for anyone to perform complex analytics without the need to code. So our modular software comes with a core AI engine to allow users to build detailed product and customer intelligence, and then use that foundational insight to implement when optimizing decisions across key areas such as marketing and media, pricing and promotions, assortment and merchandising, and supply chain. This slide illustrates some of the key solutions and tools that we provide within those key business areas. So within marketing and media, we have solutions across intelligent audiences, building next best action and product recommendations and personalization, as well as measurement and insight, which I'll talk a fair bit about where Sigma is starting to get involved with. In pricing and promotions, we help them to build price elasticity and price sensitivity and start to simulate what-if scenarios based on price changes, understand the impact on things like demand transference and sales cannibalization, and help retailers to really measure promotional effectiveness and make decisions that make that better going forward. Then within assortment and merchandising, we help retailers to build customer-centric product hierarchies and taxonomies, allow them to simulate range optimization and understand what products they should get in front of which customers, and start to build detailed product attributes as well. Then finally, our software enables supply chain optimization through things like intelligent demand forecasting, availability tracking, as well as understanding smart substitutions for products in case something's out of stock or is running low on stock. So next, I just wanted to quickly talk about what we call the modern composable data stack and how platforms such as HyperFinity and Sigma fit within this. This is just our view. I'm sure other people have got different views, but we've kind of simplified it into 4 key areas. So firstly, most companies or retailers that we specifically work with have multiple raw data streams being collected or streamed from various different sources. Some examples here might be web event or transactional data through EPOS feeds. And every large retailer collects masses of customer behavioral data, whether it's browsing through their web event data or actually purchasing data and the products that they're purchasing across multiple transactions over time. So that raw data then needs transforming and storing, and usually in some sort of data warehouse or data lake. Obviously, cloud computing is now the norm, where resources need to be infinitely scalable to be able to cope with analytics and data workloads. And a couple of examples there of companies that are really kind of dominating this area, Snowflake and Databricks, and particularly what we're seeing within retail. And lots of technologies to help to streamline those pipelines from raw data through to transformation into those storage, into data warehouses and data lakes. So the next layer, what we see is usually the intelligence layer. This is where retailers procure specialist software companies to help them with analytics, decision intelligence, BI, and AI. This is the layer that HyperFinity and Sigma firmly sit within. And we feel work hand in hand together to help companies to answer those most complex questions and create strategic action from their own data. And then finally, we have the activation layer. These are specialist orchestration software platforms that activate the intelligence created in the previous layer. These can include things like marketing automation platforms such as Braze, advertising or media platforms, Google, Facebook, Meta, content management systems, or ERP platforms such as SAP. Now, we're seeing lots of businesses are moving over to this composable data stack, choosing expert vendors that specialize in specific areas, rather than choosing 1 or 2 huge enterprise platforms that claim to do everything, but in reality don't do anything particularly that well. Sigma is a really good example of a software platform that utilizes heavy lifting compute resources outside of their own technology, which means that you don't have to have slow, complex data models hosted on expensive servers. And HyperFinity do exactly the same. Our software is ultimately serverless. All our compute resource is actually undertaken by Snowflake. We're powered by Snowflake company, a technology that specializes in this sort of thing, bringing compute resource into those scalable warehouses. Instead, what we do is we focus on what we're good at, which is developing highly visual retail optimization solutions. So I've talked a little bit about what our platform does, but given we've spent a lot of time building our own solution that incorporates lots of visual analytics, why did we choose to bring in and embed a BI solution into our own stack when we probably could have built something ourselves? The answer is pretty simple, really. We realized that our platform was great at creating decision intelligence and strategic action from data, but what it didn't do was allow users to measure the impact of those decisions that were created within our platform. We quickly realized that every retailer or brand wanted to measure the impact of their decision-making in different ways. They have different metrics and KPIs that are important to them. And for us to create a fully customizable BI solution from scratch was just not possible with the resources that we had as a business. And then in the spirit of composable technology, we just thought, why don't we just bring in a specialist technology that can embed within our solution and do this for us? And this is why we chose to embed a BI solution. Through embedding Sigma, we've quickly been able to create a completely new revenue channel through things like performance diagnostic analysis and, as I've just mentioned, impact measurement. something that would have taken us far too long to do ourselves. And also our AI solution, our platform isn't one size fits all. It's not plug and play. That never works in retail. Every retailer or brand, wants something slightly different or configurable. We needed an embedded solution where we can create quick proof of concepts and prototypes to help with things like pre-sales, but also to speed up development cycles. That was really important to us. So why did we choose Sigma and not one of the many other BI solutions that are out there on the market? So we were firstly introduced to Sigma when we were out at Snowflake Summit a few years ago. And we quickly got chatting about how integrated Sigma is with Snowflake and how performant their technology is when connected directly to Snowflake databases. So our own technology, as I've just mentioned, is actually built on top of Snowflake. So this was a major reason why it made sense for us to consider Sigma. We wanted to keep the technology streamlined and keep that stack as kind of streamlined and as efficient as possible. So secondly, having learned more about Sigma's embedded solution, we realized that we could integrate Sigma dashboards directly within our own platform front end and seamlessly create a look and feel that would be similar to what our look and feel is in terms of data visualizations. And it looks like, when our users are using the platform, it's all part of the same UX. So thirdly, we chose Sigma because of the extremely to use Excel-like interface. Everybody loves Excel, right? It makes our own development so much easier using a familiar interface, and something that just works and works really quickly was a big reason why we chose to work with Sigma. And then finally, all these things together really means that we can prototype new tools really, really quickly. Whether plain old BI or whether it's utilizing some of the data science capability through Snowpark and Snowflake UDFs that Sigma offers. It helps us to speed up the whole sales cycles for us and get a platform into the hands of our customers much, much quicker. I just wanted to touch upon the impact so far on our business of embedding Sigma within our platform. So we've managed to create a completely new sales channel, providing diagnostics and performance measurement through Sigma, which is attributed to around 30% growth in the last year or so for HyperFinity, which is great. And in terms of resource savings, we've managed to speed up development cycles and development times by around 70%, which is pretty impactful. This means that we can prioritize precious development resource in areas of the business that need it most. Before I finish today, I'm just going to show you a quick couple of product walkthroughs of our platform, where we're using Sigma integrated with our own solution in our front end. But as this slide is highlighting, we're using Sigma in a few different ways, through things like internal dashboarding for our own measurement of performance and metrics and diagnostics, customer performance drivers, so helping our clients to diagnose sales performance, understand what's driving that, whether that's a particular customer segment or demographic, or whether that's different metrics that they use. And thirdly, it's enabled us to prototype new solutions and POCs. And then finally, we're using Sigma through decision impact analysis measurement, which again, I'll show you some of that when I walk through a couple of the demos. Okay, so I'm just going to, Jan, if you could just stop sharing those slides for a moment, I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, so the first example that I'm going to show you is an example of performance drivers diagnostics that we've built completely in Sigma, embedded within our platform. These dashboards are built directly on top of the same data source that's powering the rest of the platform. As you can see here, Sigma has allowed us to build a highly visual interface, dashboarding with lots and lots of ways to drill down and slice and dice the data. So our clients can understand in detail what's driving positive or negative performance metrics in any given period. And hopefully you can see there that the look and feel, looks directly like it's within our platform. You can see here that we've managed to build components within our platform that interact with Sigma. So we've built a menu system here that enables us to talk to different Sigma dashboards and bring out the different views. It essentially looks like a menu system within our platform. So next I'll show you a POC that we've built using Sigma within our front end for a range optimization solution. This is a really good example of where we've built components within our front end using React. As you can see here, we've built a control panel in React that enables the user to build constraints and set parameters for an optimization model that's going to be run. Essentially what that's doing is kicking off an assortment optimization algorithm within Snowpark and then updating some data in Snowflake. Once the algorithm is run, Sigma is connected directly to the output data, which are the dashboards that I'm showing that you can see here. And so as far as the user is concerned, they're using one platform to run a data science model and then consume the insight instantly, all within the same platform. Then the final demo I'm going to show you is an example of how we've integrated Sigma dashboards for decision measurement directly within one of our modules, in this case, price optimization. I'll quickly walk through the elements of our product that aren't built in Sigma. As you can see, some very interactive tools to allow pricing analysts to create strategic action and perform predictive analytics based on different price change scenarios at any given level of their product hierarchy. I'm just going to walk through a little bit of these tools. Then we've built Sigma dashboards that help the user to actually measure what's happening here. So our clients can measure the impact of their pricing decisions. As you can see, lots and lots of insight in these dashboards, updated at whatever cadence is needed, to allow pricing analysts to understand whether demand is actually tracking against what they forecasted, or whether they need to quickly change course and implement a different pricing strategy. Okay, so I'm going to finish there. Hopefully that's been useful and gives you a good idea of how we're utilizing Sigma at HyperFinity by embedding it within our own platform to augment what we've already built and to allow us to monetize our own offering further and reduce development and resource costs within the business.
Thanks, Damon. That's a great overview. It's I think my main takeaways are, look, you're really using Sigma to integrate seamlessly into your own platform. To help drive revenues for yourself, but also the ability for you to boost your end customers' revenues as well, and sales is a really big takeaway. I'm conscious of time. There's a couple of questions that have come in, so we'll go through them, and then if everybody else has questions after, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to answer them. But I think the first question that's come through is, what advice would you give to organisations they're either starting out on their embedded journey for the first time, or have a current capability that they are looking to potentially enhance out to their end customers? So what advice would you give them?
Yeah, I think the advice really is don't hang about in your decision making. I think we pondered over this for quite some time, pondered over whether we build it ourselves, whether we go through that development cycle. And you can waste a bit of time to actually getting a product out there into the market. So my main advice would be, if you think that something like Sigma will do it better than you can, or can do it quicker than you can, absolutely go with it, because it can help you to just prioritize and concentrate and focus on the elements of your product that you want to get done quicker. So that would be my advice for the Stuart.
Great. And knowing what you know now, is there anything that you would do differently if you were to do this journey again now?
I mean, hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? And I'm a kind of big believer in you should stand by your decisions, and everything's a bit of a learning curve. But I think, as I've just mentioned, it's just hanging around and pondering over decisions that I think we might have done a bit differently. I think if we'd have made that decision quicker to bring embedded analytics to our platform, I think we could have got the product out there quicker to the market and start to see the revenue bump from that. So I think it would be really just don't hang about on your decisions. Make an informed decision. Discuss with the relevant stakeholders within your business, understand what your customer requirements might be, and then, make that decision quick.
Okay, great. And I think we've got time for one last question. And actually, this has come up multiple times, and I'm not surprised. AI, everybody's talking about it. How are HyperFinity thinking about offering advanced AI capabilities out to your own customers?
Yeah, AI has been a buzzword for a long time, hasn't it? But it's obviously gained a lot of traction over the last year or so. So, I mean, our platform's kind of steeped in what you would traditionally call AI, not the kind of new generative AI stuff that we're seeing a lot of, but things like mathematical modeling. It's been around hundreds of years, and that's the fundamentals of what our product does: predictive analytics, machine learning, and AI. But I think the birth of things like generative AI and large language models that we've seen over the last year or so, we're obviously going to start to take advantage of that and start to bring that within our product to help our product become easier to use, have a much more conversational tone for kind of, real, I guess, strategic users of our platform that just want to get to insight quicker. Yeah. So, ask a question quickly and give me an answer quickly. I think those are the things that we'll start to building into our platform. And, in particular, I think, we're really interested to see where Sigma go with things like conversational BI, because again, if you guys build it quicker and build it better, then why would we try to build that ourselves? But yeah, big plans for use of AI in the business going forward.
So we're over my self-imposed deadline. So I think we'll leave it there. So a big thank you for everybody for joining. We hope you found the session both interesting and informative. Damon, a big thank you to you. It's really great to hear the business outcomes that you're driving with Sigma, and we really value your partnership. I know you've been with us for a long time already, and so you really are valued. So look, me and my team are here to help. We do think Sigma are uniquely positioned to help you integrate advanced analytics capabilities out to your end customers. So if you've got any questions or you'd like to find out more, please reach out to me and my team. And aside from that, I wish you all a really good day. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.